Okay, so this is mirdominance back with day 2 review of KCON. Day 2 is when obviously BTS came. It was also the day that Mamamoo performed, Eric Nam, and someone else it's really blowing my mind. Alright, well, anyway, it'll come to me later. Day 2 was basically line day for me since I had pit tickets. And I had a BTS audience pass. I prepared myself to be ready to stand in line basically all day long. The BTS audience thing I think was at 1 p.m. and they let people in at 12:30, or it started at 12:30, I couldn't remember. All I know is that I got up at 10 a.m. at the hotel and made it to the venue by about 10:30. There was already a pretty long line that wrapped around, and we waited. You know, but basically in that long line, I was near, let me see, if you talk about the bar, like the bar that divides the high touch people from the regular audience, I was only maybe third row from there, and I purposely picked a corner so that I can angle myself and see the stage better. And you'll see in the fan cam that I attach about parts of the fan meeting. I won't be posting the entire clips of BTS because I know I may get a, copyright claim. I already got one for my previous video with B2B, however they just let it stay, but I'm pretty sure BTS, my account, may get terminated, so you're just gonna see a few things here and there. Anyway, the audience engagement was basically 30 minutes, which is what I expected. I know KCON does not do long fan engagements, so I wasn't getting my hopes up or anything, but I really enjoyed the fan engagement. I had never been to one, and I have never seen BTS up close, so I was just thankful for anything I got, basically. So we got in, they played Fire, the crowd was super hype, which was amazing. I actually met a woman who is a part of the official BTS fan club, and then later on, earlier this week, I actually found her on the fan cafe and we chatted a bit, but she was super cool, so I'm glad I actually met an official army. That was cool. There wasn't pushing or shoving. There were a few people who tried to push their way to the front to say, oh, my friend's here, but no one was budging. No one's gonna let you in front. It's first come first serve. We waited in line, so no one was budging. But I met a lot of cool, army fans in the line. I kind of felt old because, I'm 25, so I'm in the older range. I met people who were 15, and that's a 10 age, gap there, but we were able to communicate fine. It was really cool. So here are clips from the actual fan engagement.
불타오르는 애와 세이문이 두 곡 중에 안무적으로는 어떤 게 더 어려웠었는지.
So what verse was harder to learn? Fire or Save Me?
Fire! Fire!
당연히 파이어가 이때까지 나온 곡 중에 제일 힘들었던 것 같아요.
Fire was definitely harder. Fire! 간단히 뒤에 하이터치 못하신 분들하고 그냥 공중으로 에어터치를
마지막 순서를 남겨두고 있는데 저희 밴드가 함께 셀피를 한번 찍는 순서를 가져보도록 하겠습니다.
And we're gonna take a selfie going through your mind for tonight's performance? Guys ready for tonight? Is New York ready for BTS tonight? Guys, very well done. See you tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So anyway, a lot of people got the high touch pass, which is way more than the B2B fan meeting, which, like I said, is because everyone had already checked in and everyone was able to attend BTS's one. B2B's passes should have been given out earlier because they were the first fan engagement on Friday, and a lot of people, like I said, got their passes later in the day, but B2B was already over. So B2B's fan meeting was like nothing compared to how packed and filled the fan meetings on Saturday were. Anyway, so the boys were, you know, like their usual selves, pretty hyper. Suga and Ratman were kind of quiet, you know, because, you know, they're very observant to see like the type of fans that are there and like how much, like they were amazed at like how much energy we had just to be able to see them, you know, for a few seconds, you know, like it's just overwhelming, I guess, for them. I put in a fan account linked down in the description below because I had to write it down while I like saw it, because like observing them, because they're so drastically different, remembering those moments, you know, like you have to like write it down. Anyway, so the engagement was short. Hobie like was so cop, it was like ridiculous. He was dancing, it was like awesome, and I like how he was playful like Sunjae was at B2B, you know, playing with the girls, telling them to come here and like stuff like that.
Thank you, we were BTS!
So anyway, after I got out of that, I went to one booth just to check out the pricing, to see if pricing, you know, went down or something like that. Basically, I didn't buy anything on Saturday. I just immediately hopped back in line for the, you know, general admission. So I got in that line about between 1 and 1:30, and I sat there, met another, you know, army friend and talked the day away. I mean, it wasn't boring. You just get to talking with the fans at the time, just like flies by. And it was nice because the side of the building was in the shade, so you weren't in the heat. My friend, she would bring me food once I finished, like I brought a little sandwich and stuff, ate that, but then like she would bring me food and we would switch off so that I can use the bathroom. You know, like people were pretty chill about, you know, people getting up to use the bathroom because they know like we've been sitting there all day. There was no yelling like you can't get back in your spot, blah blah blah. Like that was all cool. So going into the concert the second day was a bit more confusing, because in order to get the people into the stadium quicker, once you get closer to the doors, they split the line I was in into two, which I thought was highly unfair, because depending on which line you get on, people who were standing way behind you got in at the same time you did, which, like, I mean, like, not to sound petty, but like I purposely like sat myself in line just to be able to be ahead of the people who were behind me. So I will say that even though I lined up at 1:30ish, I ended up way further back than what I did the day before when I only lined up at 3:30, and I was only a few feet away from where I was standing the day before to wait in line. So like that's quite a drastic difference. However, I did find a good spot. I purposely once again found a place near a guard on the side, because when you stand directly in the middle and you're short, no matter which way you turn, there's always going to be someone in front of you. But if you're on the rail, you can angle yourself up and see over the people. So actually I found a really good like gap to be able to see over everyone. And that was actually the side that BTS came over around to P2. BTS came to P2 a lot. And I actually got to be on the side where V actually sat down in front of us and like sang in front of us, like were fun, Boys with Fun. And even Jimin and V really lingered in our section a lot, which was like awesome. J-Hope came over a lot, and I really commend BTS for using the entire stage. Unlike other artists from the day before, P2 didn't get a lot of attention the first day, but on the last day, all the artists came way, way, way further back, especially BTS. Like, they were paying a lot of attention to us, which I really, really am thankful for. I got a lot of footage of them coming, like, up close, and it was awesome. So I did enjoy my time in the pit. No problems. Would I do it again? Yes, but I kind of prefer being able to enjoy my day and the convention and then being able to sit. So if I was able to choose between really close seated seats and the pit, I would probably choose the close seated seats. However, if I had to choose between the pit and like farther back seats, then I would choose the pit, because you just meet a lot of really cool people in the pit. People are more eager to talk in the pit than if you're seated next to someone. I don't know, it's just like I've been to the Prudential Center a lot for like EXO's concert, Big Bang's concert, etc. And I made more friends in the pit than I have ever than people seated next to me at these K concerts. So that's something that's pretty cool. Mamamoo, I knew nothing about Mamamoo, but they did an absolute excellent job. They sound amazing live. I went back this week to watch their music videos, and I must say, they're the type of artist whose recording albums are underwhelming, but when you hear them live, it sounds fantastic. I think their voices were made live, and I feel like maybe their albums don't need to be remastered to sound perfect. I feel like if the album just sounded live, I would be more, on buying it. But if Mamamoo ever had a greatest hits album, I would definitely get it. They had a lot of sass, and I was so busy like watching them that I didn't get a lot of recording. I think I only recorded like 30 seconds of one song, but I was too busy enjoying myself with Mamamoo.
Ladies and gentlemen,
day 6, they really rocked the crowd. They spoke a lot of English, which is awesome because obviously they have members from the US who could speak English. They were very down to earth, knew how, the slang terms that we use and stuff like that, so it was pretty cool. The only downside is that they were playing instruments, so they couldn't come out. They just stayed all the way at the front of the stage the entire performance. But the visuals that they used, like the pretty colors and stuff like that, was awesome. It really enhanced the performance. To be honest, I didn't come to KCON for Eric Nam because I'm so used to him being an MC, but he can sing really well, and he did excellent, excellent, excellent during the concert. He showed up actually in the stands of the crowds on the left-hand side, gave the fans like a flower, and actually he really worked the entire stage. I think he did 2 or 3 Korean songs in his latest song in English. So it was pretty cool. His MC, he was being his normal dorky self, you know, like drinking water and talking about how, oh, I'm not, you know, like cool like other K-idols, so I'm sorry I don't look sexy drinking water. Like, you know, everyone was totally defending Eric, like, you're fine, you look good, yeah, yeah, yeah. So Eric was really, really cool. So Ailey came out again, she was MC, and her and Eric Nam did a duet for that song. Like, I don't know. I know it's by Soyu and Jungkook. Their duet that was like a #1 hit in Korea, and they did a really cool job. BTS Fancams. I'm going to put a link in the description to my Tumblr page and link it there because I'm really too afraid of my YouTube page being taken down because of copyright. So yeah, if you'd like to see those, please go ahead and look in the description box and I'll have it linked there. So yeah, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I really enjoyed KCON New York. Would I go again? 100% yes. Things that are worth the money. I will tell you right now, platinum is not worth anything, the money at all. I would just go for P1 if you really want to get close and call it a day. Platinum Lounge was just like nothing. They had a little like seated table with chips and stuff. Like there was nothing special about it. The producer center was really strict about who's P1 and P2, so don't think that you can sneak into P1. Like they had everything down pat with like colored wristbands. There was security at each little entrance to divide P1 into P2. I think the way the fan service P1 was given was worth the money more than P2. I do see that big of a difference for the artists who really performed at the very front and you want to see the main songs from the front, then you should get P1. Was P2 worth the price? Yes, I do believe it was. For the artists that I came there for, they gave really good fan service and attention to P2. So if you have any questions, let me know.